Hey guys, welcome back to Staple Crew Part 2. We're going to cut right back into our conversation and take you guys further into the rabbit hole what we were discussing as far as hodling cryptocurrencies and being a part of this ecosystem.
Hodling is a very important strategy in the cryptocurrency world and its future, and the second half of this video is going to be great. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's so many institutions getting into it now. Corporations, well, in particular Bitcoin. This is really what I'm talking about today, is mostly Bitcoin. But all of them, or the top 20 or top 100, for sure. The ones that, you really like and done a lot of research on. But the institutional buying that's coming, they're not traders. They're not going to sell it in 2 days. These institutions are taking this asset and putting it on their books because it strengthens their corporation by, like what we just talked about, 200% annually. Those are good things to have on your books, especially if you're a company that barely makes profit.
Right.
I think the story with Tesla was when he bought Bitcoin, he made more money on his Bitcoin that quarter than he did selling cars. That was a good quarter, obviously, for Bitcoin. It was a really good quarter. But so when you start talking about long-term holding an asset like this, the 4-year rule is really cool because 4 years from now, it's going to be so many more avenues for which you've made, let's say in the next 4 years, it went up 200% annually. So what is 800%? So now your investment's worth 800% more money. Why sell it? With a track record like that, why are you selling it? You're not going to have to sell it. You're going to be able to take a loan against it. So you're going to get a car loan. Well, they're going to give you believe it or not, sounds crazy to most people, they're going to give you 8% just to hold your Bitcoin. You get to retain the Bitcoin at the end of your 3-year loan, right? And you're going to still have your Bitcoin. Well, after 3 years, if it went up 200 times, you already paid for the car.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy to most people, but it's a deflationary asset. Your dollars are diminishing in value, where Bitcoin's increasing in value. And if you can get yourself situated in that position, wow. Why would you sell something? Why would you sell the goose that keeps laying those gold eggs?
Yeah, if you got the chance to make 8% on your money right now, you should take it. Would you? Let's just say that for fun. Let's just say our savings accounts. Like what percentage we're making in our savings accounts, Dad, versus
0.0001 maybe.
Yeah.
So it's
Is it a negative yield
so
on
that's
that?
what you're losing 3% annually against inflation.
Yeah.
Having money in the bank. Just on inflation.
And okay, well in this crypto wallet, wow, they're gonna offer me 12% to stake their native token.
Yeah.
So what you just explained, Dad, and I'm gonna let them hold my Bitcoin on their books, and they're gonna pay me,
And I think Tether is 12.
Yeah.
I think Celsius Network. I think it's 12 for.
When it started this year, when it opened, and I was in it for a while, 60% when I got in, and I have friends that made even more.
Yeah.
They were literally earning, 70+% on their money. To just have those numbers, that is like, okay, well, I got my money working for me there. I'm fighting, if I have to turn it back into dollars, I'm fighting that 4% here, 3% there.
So if they're giving you 8, it's really 12, because you're not losing 4.
Right.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's a pretty safe trade.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that, Dad.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's a good safe trade, that one.
That's right.
You can do well with that. Our pensions are running into this problem. They're all based on 8%, believe it or not, because 10 years ago or 20 years ago, 8% was completely obtainable. like in particular, CalPERS, they based all these firemen and policemen's pensions on 8%. They're not getting those kind of returns. They haven't had those returns in 6, 8, 10 years. And the big issue with that is they're going broke. And if they could get 8 to 10 or 12% on their money, you think they might take that? Of course. So that's what I was talking about when these ETFs start getting into Bitcoin and when they start being able to legally hold them on their books. It's a tidal wave. It's coming because the banks aren't giving you any interest and you're not gaining any interest from the market. Well, if you put everything in the S&P, you could have done well. But would you gamble the pensions of all the investors in the state of California on the S&P? I mean, I don't think you can do that. So bonds aren't returning the kind of yield that they need. They're just not getting it. So until they can find another avenue, another asset that is going to give them that, which is coming.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're talking about hodling so much is all those reasons that we just talked about, because everybody sees the writing on the wall to hold onto it. These institutions aren't going to be trading. They're going to be holding it because they're wise about returns. Return on capital is almost impossible to find. It's very difficult to find right now. And it's fun that we have this one that's working and it's secure and it's proven itself over 12 years now, and institutions are. The inside scoop is the institutions cannot wait. Like all the people that run the institutions on a private level, personal basis, have them in their accounts now.
I was talking to someone, big company, safety company like OSHA company.
That's right.
That
That's a cool story.
Remember that story?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it over 2 years ago. Like that, I just asked. I'm like, are you guys getting into this? Are you guys getting into blockchain? Or what? Are you looking into it? They're a security company as well. It's like, you're getting into blockchain, right?
You guys could know who these people are.
And she's like, absolutely. Yes, we have to. We're still in the beginning of it. You're not late. Okay, you guys aren't late. You guys aren't late on hodling. You're not late on investing in it. You're not. This is just growing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Oh my God! I missed it. I missed the train. The train left the station. No, just $50 a month or whatever you can afford of an asset that's not going away. It's really huge. It's going to be huge.
I want to get back to where you were going with that. It segues into.
We ramble on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Hi.
It's fun though.
We're happy to be with you.
We're
happy to be with
like,
each other, man. I love my dad.
We're like this all the time, whether the camera's on or not. This is just kind of what we do.
We're trying to.
It's good.
Share with you, like, hey, there you are. That's where you are. You're there.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering why the
camera there.
If you're wondering why the camera's moving around so much, we're in a 16-foot camper trailer from 1963. So it's an oldie but a goodie. And
take a minute, Dad, and tell the good people.
It was on the property, and it was a rodent hotel.
Yeah.
When we moved here. But I saw its potential, and it's a beautiful old camper, but it's almost identical to the one I had when I was a kid. And we used to go camping, ironically, right where I live, almost, up the hill from where I live. Sequoia National Park, it's called, where the giant redwoods, sequoias are, not redwoods, sequoia trees. And this camper trailer. I saw this thing and I was like, oh, it has potential. But I had so many things to do on the property, and I thought, well, I'm not going to restore that now, but I will one day.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth came to me and said, hey, I think I might need to travel. What do you think about us fixing that camper up? So
Became priority one around here.
It did.
It moved to the top of the 8-page list,
Yeah,
to
it was a labor of love. I really enjoyed this thing a lot. I haven't gotten to use it as much as I'd like, but it's the studio today. So,
yeah, we're
is.
excited to film in different locations for you guys, and
It's
this
fun.
one was like, we love this trailer, so.
Yeah. And hopefully the wood comes through and you can kind of see it. My table's warped, I know.
Yeah. But she's a
anyway,
beaut.
Yeah.
She's a beaut, Dad.
But it's good stuff.
I got a quick point and a question here for you.
Yes, quick point.
The quick point, I
We
love...
got all day.
we sure do. I love where you were going, and this is what we're figuring out about, especially Bitcoin. Let's take Bitcoin. Bitcoin absorbs money. It absorbs fiat. It's done an incredible job of that. So we were discussing. We've had all these bills rolling out. Trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars rolling out into our economy, right? And where's our auditor? Where's that going? As far as Bitcoin's growth and all cryptocurrencies and this market, this system, this way of doing things.
Yeah.
Do you see that going away when they're continuing the old game and printing trillions of dollars?
No, that's probably not going away. I think the number is somewhere around, it's just over $200,000. If Bitcoin reaches that, it will have a larger, I think it will have a larger denomination than the US dollar. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in there. 200,000 to 250. It will actually be the largest currency in the world. Not the most currencies, but the largest currency of the world. I'm not explaining that very well, but you can look into that. But the beautiful part about that whole thing is it's this giant sponge, like you were talking about. Mm-hmm. Why? Why has it been successful? As a storage of wealth, it simply makes sense. Mm-hmm. If you're just hearing about Bitcoin in the passing or at a cocktail party, it doesn't make any sense to you.
No.
You just don't get it. You don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand the proof of work and mm-hmm. what that takes and how many computers actually run the Bitcoin blockchain mm-hmm. around the world and how secure it is and how. I was just telling Brent the other day. There's a guy that I was listening to an interview with, and he's one of the most famous hackers in the world. Mm. And he owns so much Bitcoin that he said, well, I own a bunch of Bitcoin, so I'm going to make sure that Bitcoin is the most secure network in the world. That's what's happening right now. What's happening in Silicon Valley and whatnot, the great minds are being lost, if you want to put it that way. Wall Street would put it that way. But mm-hmm. They're being lost from Silicon Valley and the old way of doing things, and they're going to crypto startup companies because the technology is there, the future is there, and they see it. And these are young entrepreneurs who are like, hey, I'm a programmer, I know what's going on. And once they read the white papers, or once they understand we talk about the 10-hour rule all the time, and the 100-hour rule. Once you're 100 hours into the knowledge of what a blockchain and Bitcoin is, there's no turning around.
Yeah, it's a whole different place than cocktail party.
Yeah,
cocktail party to 100 hours in.
Yeah.
You're talking the way that we are and starting YouTube shows and such. You know, it's you're all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's not like I heard in the magazines and on TV. You know, this is this is epic.
Which really kind of makes you wonder why they're telling people that. But, yeah.
Yeah, the 10-year smear campaign.
Yeah, I don't know anybody with any really ability to process information that has 100 hours into Bitcoin and went, see, I told you it was a scam.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
The most brilliant minds in the world have, once they've put that many hours into it, they're like, oh, I better get some of that.
Yeah.
All of them.
I'm so,
Yeah.
we were just talking about this. We're so impressed with the quality of the YouTube videos coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Of all these other people who are as passionate as we are about the growth in the space is just phenomenal. You know, we're just excited to be a part of it and help represent them well, because they are teaching it in very exciting ways and presenting, you know, their way of thinking. We're all thinking differently, you know, and it benefits us all, I think, to stop and listen, and find our commonalities and go from there.
And why we're doing these videos really is because we can affect more people's lives, and we see what it's done for us and where it's headed for our lives. Mm-hmm. And we just, frankly, we don't go to many cocktail parties. So it's even at a cocktail party or sitting around a campfire, you really don't have enough time to spend with somebody to tell them, and you're only influencing one person that, 20 minutes later they're gone, they're done, they've just decided it's not worth their time.
Yeah.
And I remember back when I first learned about Bitcoin, and I thought, what a scam, and then I just kicked myself because I could have bought it for like $100. And we don't
hold that for 4 years.
We don't make a nickel if you buy crypto. We're not selling you cryptocurrency, so we're here to help you understand what it is, where it's going, and what it could do for your life. That's why we're doing these videos.
We personally also the big the big picture, the 40,000 feet in the air, we want to see it be the system. We want to see it be the way that we can all trade with each other globally, from the bottom up.
Yes.
Dad was just telling me, we made the pizza, we delivered the pizza, we ate the pizza. We are the doers. We're the bottom.
The population
in society historically that's where a lot of change happens at the top, a lot. But the survival and carrying everything out and the importance of doing things from the bottom up is just...
It's huge.
You can't say enough about it. We can affect the change that we want. And that's...
In the future of cryptocurrencies is going to benefit. It's really hard to believe, just listening to some guy on YouTube say this, but the future of cryptocurrencies is going to help the little man more than anything I can even imagine in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. And that's the 100-hour mark, maybe even 10 hour. The best 10 hours you can get. But once you get it, like I had a friend of mine's wife the other day asked me, well, I don't understand, Alan, a project that we know really well, Divi Wallet. I don't understand why it's really important to have a Divi Wallet. And I said, well, look, if you're a business operator in almost anywhere in the world, okay, second or third world, however you want to call it, you can't open a bank account. How do you buy the second goat? How do you buy the extra acreage? You need leverage. You need somebody to believe in you. You need somebody to loan you the money because they see how hard you work at the bottom, where they're working hard, right? Mm-hmm. And they're trying to get 3 goats and then 5 goats, and they're making these incredible cheeses. Well, to be able to do that, how are they going to walk into a bank? They can't walk into a bank. So who are they going to bank with? They're going to bank with us. On the blockchain, globally, there's going to be people that say, I believe in that goat farmer. Mm-hmm. And on his phone, he's going to get loans. In fact, he's probably going to get 10 times more money than he even needs.
Yeah.
Because people believe in his project. They're going to be able to see him through their phone, through the blockchain network. It'll all be secure. And he'll get a loan that's incredible. If you look at the ICO market, now we're bouncing around a lot.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
The ICO market did that for a lot of people in 2017. Was somebody had an idea for a business. Well, in the old days, they would have had to go to the banker. And then there were two computer geeks, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Wish I was. But two guys in their mom's basement who came up with this great idea about this product and how it could change the world. And then they tried to get a loan, right? How's that going to go? They're going to go down to Bank of America with their mom and they're going to say, okay, well, Mrs. Smith, what do you have for collateral?
Yeah.
Well, I have my house. Son, are you sure this is a good idea? They've leveraged their mom's home where they live just to get, 25, 50 grand.
Yeah.
Which is no working capital at all. Well, these ICOs came along, and we're going to do a whole show on this subject.
Yeah.
But these ICOs came along, and they said, well, if I sell 1,000 tokens for, $1 or $1,000, I get $1 million. Oh, okay. Well, that's good math. Okay. Well, what if I sell 1 million of them for 10 cents? Maybe people will believe in my idea.
Yeah.
Boom. They wrote a white paper, they put it on the internet, and these geeks in their basement had tens of millions of dollars. Well, now they have no overhead. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's software. They don't need to pay a secretary. They're not paying a staff. They don't need a brick building. They
Power to that building.
Yeah. They have a couple of laptops. And now that brilliant idea that could change the world has funding for what? Gosh, I don't know, 10 years minimum? Well, that kind of millions of dollars for just two guys? True, a lot of those people ran off with,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've read a lot of
money.
A lot of horse stories. I've
Yeah.
read books about the horror stories of that.
Yeah.
You do need to be cautious. You do need to do your research.
But if you believe in that white paper and that idea enough, somebody else will pick that idea up. They don't own it. It's not a patent on that idea. That's the beautiful part about blockchain or open source.
Yeah, open source.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yes.
If Ethereum comes up with a great idea, well, now we're getting a little complicated, but if somebody comes up, those two guys come up with a great idea, somebody else, it's just software. I'll use that. I like that idea. I'm going to put it in my application. That works. I'm going to build on top of that idea and build something better or just as good.
Yeah.
And it works. Open source is huge for our future.
A deflationary society where we are a village, a community, bottom up, sharing with each other how to do things better, how to do things the right way, how to trade fairly. Go on a list of 100 things. The benefits of that. Yeah. That's what prosperity looks like.
And the old world way of doing it would have been, well, this is a brilliant idea. Sign a disclosure that you'll never talk to another human being about this idea.
Yeah.
That's the old way of doing it.
Yeah.
And they bury these brilliant ideas in these corporate logs that never get used, and the little man never prospers from it. It's just crazy. And I don't know if you've seen corporations, but they seem to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The only people that did well in 2020 were massive corporations. And I think this whole concept is about to change.
And push ourselves with both like the blockchain technology and keeping you guys up to date in it, and also how we use our energy and how we, store it and how we, share it. And those things are what we're passionate about in our life. We're like you guys. We just want to have a good life. And
that's it.
I want to be a family guy, and I want to be a great friend, and that's that's what I wake up thinking about every day, and
I think that's what most people want to do.
yeah, ways to secure our money and our work, our labor, and making those things efficient and protecting those things
Yeah.
is worth 100 hours.
It is.
Whether you look into
Trust me.
Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto, trading,
And
stocks, whatever you're looking into, whatever your study is, whatever your passion is,
there's an
We're gonna-
application for it.
we're all growing together, and we're gonna need it. There's an application for it.
There is.
Spend 100 hours.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I spent it on this.
Yeah.
Like, this is, we were talking about it in the beginning of the video, how we've always just had this interest in finances. Mine really grew from the crash. 2008 was like,
Yeah, a lot of people your age, yeah.
it's like
You had to live through
it's
that.
like 9/11,
Yeah.
where it just shakes you up, and you're like, wow, what happened? What really happened? And you start digging in, and it's like, whoa, these financial institutions and these people who were supposed to protect us and teach us the ways of doing it well, and you find that those are very lax, to be nice about it and to be fair about it. I'm not going to sit here and put any of those people down.
That's not what our show's about.
It's not. We're optimists, and
our show is if you want to spend whatever it might be, 10 or 30 minutes or an hour sometimes, I guess, talking about something that can make a better day. That's where we're headed. That's where the show's headed. And I think we're going to do a really good job of explaining to you how this could really improve the lives of everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what our focus is going to be, because we know it's achievable, and we want that to be the focus of our day anyway. It is the focus of our day already. So we might as well share it. And if you're looking for a channel that has a bunch of bad news and the sky's falling, it's probably not going to be this one.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not those people.
No. No, the sky isn't falling, by the way. I don't know if you've looked around lately, but
I know
it's not.
for both of us, we care about people. We care about the people around us. We really do.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of that. I'm happy to be that person. And
we're trying to build a community of people like that on this channel. And it's going to be fun.
The crash and the hard times that he's had trading and the looking into financial systems has led us to this, because we're solution people.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to sit around and argue with my spouse all day. I want to solve it. I want to come to an agreement. I want to find common ground, and I want to
figure out what works and do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Yeah. We have so many cool videos that we're going to do about crypto. And a lot of them are going to sound like the one today, but
yeah, they'll blend in a little,
because we get so excited about its future and where it's going and how it's going to influence the world and our lives. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're really excited about it.
We're excited to be the hodlers.
The hodlers.
We're excited to grow this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you own a sliver of Bitcoin, 5 to 10 years from now, you're not going to regret that.
Nah, I don't see it. I think it's going to be...
There's many other coins that we're going to cover, but today's show, hodling's really about hanging on to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't even matter how much you have of it, like we went over.
And a real quick point on that, we think it's going to get scarce here real quick. Okay, it's already finite. Okay, we know how many... There's going to be 21 million Bitcoins, right? Ever.
Yeah.
Last Bitcoin mined in like 100 years from now. Where, like scarcity, we both believe that it's going to be hard to be able to buy Bitcoin in the near future. That's another reason why we're like, well, might benefit us all to hodl. Like this, if you can't buy it on an exchange 2 years from now, I don't know if that's going to be true or not. But if it is, that's a gold bar in your safe now that was a piece of lead. You know, it's like that's the potential for big growth.
Right.
In that, and when institutions and corporations and people like us and everybody are just holding it.
Yeah.
Just holding it, like, what does that do to the price, Dad?
Yeah, it's gonna get scarce. You know, I mean, how many Rembrandts are there out there? You know, scarcity.
Yeah.
Just that's what happens. I like to toot my horn every now and then, and I remember.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the soapbox. I was at least 2 years ago telling everybody that would listen, no, I'm never selling my cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
And to most people, it didn't make sense because people saw buying Bitcoin or buying crypto as a get-rich-quick scheme or something. But I was fortunate enough to have enough vision to say, it's not why would I trade that valuable asset for dollars that they just keep printing more of? Well, we're really kind of beating on that horse. But it's so important to understand that, like, there's only so many of these things, and there will only be so many of these. Yeah. And when you get that, like, corporations and business and big investors are already starting to understand that, you're not going to let yours go, even if it's a sliver. If you just own a sliver of it, you're going to be able to buy a house in the future on the leverage or the accumulation of its value over time. You bought it now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to be looking back going, wow, that sliver I bought is now worth a home. And look how many times that's happened already. You know, it's crazy to me to hear these people who were in the game early and they're like, oh yeah, I remember transferring 1,000 of them to my friend on my phone when I just clicked it.
Yeah.
Just to show him it worked.
Yeah.
Imagine 1,000 times 50. That's 50 million.
I've done that, you know, and it's like...
He gave away $50 million today. That was only 10 years ago he did that.
Wow.
Let's just look at that. So,
how about this complaint? How about this one? This is one that we hear it. There's like 4,000 different cryptocurrencies now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, you know, how are they all going to succeed? And well, some of them won't. You know, some of them are not it. You know, some of them are a private. You know, how they want to trade or whatever. But the ones and zeros got to go somewhere. And what happens when you can't buy Bitcoin anymore, or you can't trade for it, or nobody's willing to release their paws off it, or you can't find anybody that's willing to release their paws off of it?
It goes no bid is what that's called.
No bid.
No bid, because there's no bid. If you know how an exchange works. Yeah. Nobody to sell, in other words. Who would sell something going straight up?
Yeah.
They just don't. Until it gets so crazy to where it's like, oh, just the amount of money that I'll sell it for today will change my kids' lives. Well, people will sell that. Because they will.
You know?
Yeah.
Or use it in a way that you make monthly income on.
Smart. That's the way you do it.
That's where this show's going. That's where we're going with it.
We're already there.
Yeah.
We're already doing that with a lot of them, these coins, and it's going to be fun to share them all with you.
Yeah.
That's
love it.
That's hodling.
That's hodling.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Hodlers.
And we love it, and
I've been called worse.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. This morning, I think.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we're excited, guys. We're excited to share it with you. We're excited to be with you.
Yes.
And
it's gonna be a long, fun journey.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it's going to be good. Hopefully there's some tidbits and some nuggets of information along the way, but there's going to be some laughs and, some ridiculous parts too, which are going to be good too. So we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
So get to see our lives grow.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of really cool stuff, not just YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing fun things. And we'll share all that with you.
So we will.
We're good at that.
Love you guys.
Yep. Love everybody.
Let's stay awesome.
Yes.
Let's be awesome.
It's a bright future.
Yeah.
It really is.
Let's take care of each other. Let's
There'll
listen
be
to each other.
There'll be some bumps in the road, of
Yeah.
course. Bumps in the road.
For
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. But
We roll with it.
we're rolling with
That's
it.
how we do. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could sit around and cry about it, but
We could.
that's
Yeah.
boring. Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
We're not doing that. No crying. No crying. Okay. On that note, we're out.
We're out.